Welcome to Nowhere Fast. I'm Sheldon.
I'm Johnny.
And we're going to talk about the Hateful Eight today. We went and saw it last night. Johnny, what are your thoughts on Tarantino's latest film?
I have some mixed opinions about it because it had all the Tarantino-isms that bother me. Usually not so much in his other works, but they really bothered me a lot in this one.
Such as?
Like his foot fetish. No, that wasn't in there.
Surprisingly. Actually, surprisingly, yeah. I was expecting more feet in the movie.
What I did like was the obscene amounts of gore. That's something he always seems to do. The ridiculousness, like exploding heads.
Vomiting blood at one point in time. Very Sam Raimi, Evil Dead-ish kind of thing.
What I didn't like of Tarantino-isms was the padding, the unnecessarily drawn-out shots of just nothing.
Him masturbating on film. That's what I like to call that. He does it in all of his movies, where instead of having an hour and a half long movie, it turns into a 3-hour fucking waste of time.
Yeah, he's just like, look how clever I am. Isn't this cool and unique and artsy?
There's a scene in the first, I'd say, quarter of the movie, where it just shows one of the characters' faces for like a good minute straight while some music plays.
And she just kind of smiles.
And that's it, and like looks around.
It's like, okay, move along.
And it did not. You're like, oh, this would be a perfect time to cut. Okay, I guess we're just going to sit here.
And then the spikes going into the snow.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there hammering spikes in a blizzard for like a minute.
And they have to show each fucking spike being nailed into the ground for no reason. What a waste of time. Tarantino is just the most overrated director of all time. Some of the dialogue was clever and witty and fun, but a lot of it kind of dragged on and fell flat for me because I was just like, get to the fucking point.
Yeah, I noticed it a lot in this one. It doesn't bother me in Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained so much.
It doesn't bother me in those because those have payoffs to an extent. Like Inglourious Bastards, it has the opening scene, which is incredible. It has the bar scene, which is incredible. And it's got some fun stuff thrown in there. But when you're just stuck in a cabin for most of the movie, you're just kind of like, okay, move on.
And the really bothersome parts were when Tarantino started narrating, saying, when we last left our characters, this happened and this happened, but it's like, show, don't tell.
Really breaks immersion. And
yeah.
Also, we know, he does that only for like 1 or 2 chapters, but it's just like, why? We just saw that.
It's really out of place.
I mean, it's really, really unnecessary, like everything Tarantino does.
I didn't hate it. It just could have been edited better.
Like all of his bloated movies. And I didn't hate it either. I think Tarantino's the most overrated director of all time. But, it's just, it's what you come to expect from any Tarantino film.
Yeah, I think that's why the stuff that he does good doesn't stand out, because it's the same stuff he's done good in other movies.
In all, quote-unquote, 8 other films of his.
Which isn't 8.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know how to count, it absolutely is. But, yeah, it was alright. I'd give it a solid, I don't really care out of 10. How about you, Johnny?
I don't know where I'd rank it out of 10. Maybe a 7, but I don't know.
Are you going to see it again, Johnny, anytime
soon? I'm
soon?
not going to see it again in theaters.
Oh, good. Well, I mean...
But what I did want to mention is that I like how isolated the movie is, because most of the story takes place in the cabin, which is a lot like Reservoir Dogs, and I believe Tarantino said his biggest inspirations for this movie were Reservoir Dogs and The Thing.
So he's inspired by his own movie.
Yes.
What a twat.
But The Thing I haven't seen yet.
Oh.
Did you notice anything that might...
What he did was for 3 of the songs that they used in Hateful Eight were actually unused songs on The Thing.
Yeah, that's right, okay.
Interesting. So it's on the soundtrack, but it never ended up being in the movie, any of those 3.
Because the composer hasn't written anything original since then, I think?
Something like that, but he liked those, and I mean, it doesn't really have a thing component, except you're kind of guessing who did it for a bit, but they very quickly get over that. I don't know, I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it was worth seeing, I think, in theaters. I love probably less than half of Tarantino's movies, and this one falls on the bottom scale, the bottom half scale, but
still better than Jackie Brown.
Oh, Easily.
But so is diarrhea.